It gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 151 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast, fan roundtable. We've got lots of lovely National League South, Isthmian Prem, and Isthmian Southeast teams on today. We're hopefully having Gabs from Enfield on as well, and some boys from Ashford, but they're not here yet. Could say something about the trains, I don't know, but it's in the railway, I don't know.
Never on time, clearly.
Yeah, I know. Try it. But anyway, chaps, hello. It's been a soggy couple of weeks since we've did the 150th. Most of it, I don't think any of us have had any cancellations. We've all had games, haven't we?
I've had one.
You've had, I mean,
total of one.
You've had one. Oh, well, we'll get onto that one, Mark. The absolute brown envelopes that was given in that game, mate. We're talking the Indian bookmakers were all over that Faversham game. But yeah, so first of all, we'll say hellos. We got Mark from Sittingbourne. Good evening, sir.
Evening.
We got Robbo from Horsham. Evening, sir. Yeah, easily.
Car park, that's fine. Shopping car
park. Got Mark from Whitehall coming back on. Hello, sir.
Evening. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evening.
We've got the long-time collaborator, John from CANVEY. Evening, sir.
Evening, Chris. Evening, everyone.
Evening.
We've got the long-suffering Tom DYSON-LAURIE, who commentates on Hastings United. Evening.
Evening all.
Evening.
I know we've got Rob in the clouds, Folkestone Snowplow man. Evening, Robbo.
Good evening all.
Evening.
And we also have Phil from Ashford, from the Nuts and Bolts podcast. Wonderful to have you on, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the invite. Evening, gents.
Evening.
What we normally do, Phil, is anyone that's first on, we get them on and talk about how they fell in love with their club and your involvement with Ashford, obviously. So, Phil, please tell me how you fell in love with your club.
So, I've lived in Ashford for pretty much all bar about 3 years of my half century plus on the planet. I used to go to school. In one of the, I'll say it, I went to the grammar school. And the football ground, Ashford Town as it was then, the football ground was literally just over the other side of the road from the school. And I first ended up going to watch Ashford Town play there when they somehow ended up playing at 5 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, right.
Which was quite bizarre. Just went there after school and ended up watching it. And kind of just followed it ever since and have been there for a lot of the kind of like the big games. Obviously, we did a big thing in the FA Cup in '94 that we still live off the glory of when we got to play Fulham. And then a couple of years later, we got a bit further again. Our leading goal scorer last season just happened to be the FA Cup's leading goal scorer, just putting that one in there. And it's just kind of like, as time's gone on, it's almost been drip fed to me. And it was only really about 2.5 years ago that I really kind of just wanted to become part of the club. And my co-host on the podcast, who's just joined the Zoom call now, Jez, he's been at the club for years, but I've just become such a, big fan over the last couple of years. I know I'm probably amateur at it compared to you guys who've probably been with it even before conception. But, I just love being part of this non-league scene.
Oh, excellent. Oh, well, Jeremy's just come on. Jeremy, I'll just, as I got Phil to say, just tell us how you fell in love with Ashford. First dibs.
You're on mute, mate. Jez, you're on mute.
Come on, professional. Yeah, come on, Jeremy, mate.
He never does that on the podcast.
Ashford United, it's a drug, isn't it? It's the same with you guys. I assume you're Hastings supporters.
No, we're all different fans. I'm a Hastings.
Oh, are you?
It's all different clubs here. So go on, mate, go on.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well,
otherwise this would be very depressing. If it was just Hastings fans, it'd just be like mass misery. So luckily enough, we've got lots of good people on. Go on, talk, Pinger.
Oh, that's okay. Well, no, I mean, Ashford, I started going about 10 years ago when I gave up golf, really, and gave up work. And then I got a bit frustrated because there was nobody doing post-match interviews with the manager, and I've always found that very interesting. So I sort of stumbled into that. Then I thought it's a bit frustrating that we've not got any sort of highlights on YouTube. So stumbled into that Nuts and Bolts TV, which I a steep learning curve to learn how to do that, but we've done that now for a few years. And then Phil came along, and he's a bit of a genius with the old technology, and we started doing that nuts and bolts thing podcast, which has gone really well. And it just amazes me that week in, week out, we've got things to talk about, really.
Well, you're doing well.
You probably find that as well, though, don't you? I mean,
yeah, I used to be weekly, and it used to be about a Hastings only. And then I think Hastings people we just couldn't be asked to come on anymore. And so I started getting different fans. It was just the southeast. It was the southeast. Then we went up to the Prem. Had Prem, obviously. We've got Prem here. We've got National League South people here as well. I enjoy it more like that. I talk to Hastings fans enough. If I did a podcast about it could get seriously suicidal. So yeah, so it's good to see. I like the ups and downs. Try to keep it fairly local, but
I love coming down to the pilot field. I think it's a lovely place to come to. There's always a good atmosphere, although the numbers have obviously been going down. But it's one of my highlights of the season coming down there. So look, you'll probably stay up, won't you?
I can't believe I'm having this conversation. Yes, we probably would stay up. I hope we do. But if you do come down to the pilot field again, if you can, the burnt mattresses, old broken caravans and things like that behind the stands, if you want to fancy helping to clear up, because there's all sorts of shit at our ground. It's absolutely embarrassing.
We're there on Easter Monday, Jez, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, and I'm looking forward to it. But what's happened at Hastings then? What's that about?
Okay, again, we haven't got 6 hours. But I mean, everyone that knows me on here, I do go off on my little rants about this, that, and the other with Hastings. It's just decline. We've been through about 60 players this season.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much because they're quite.
Well, can't Henning Ben invest? Isn't he a big fan down there? Didn't he go to the pilot field? He's
No, Henning does come along. But he's skint, isn't he? He ain't got any money.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, don't believe all this. Not all of them have got the money of a Ricky Gervais. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's more like Ricky from EastEnders.
He's funnier than Ricky Gervais, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he is very funny. Henning is, I think, one of the top 5 funny Germans I've ever met. He's probably in maybe top 10.
There's a whole different podcast there, Chris. Yeah. Chris meeting funny German people. There's a whole different podcast there, isn't there?
Well, we had the 10 German bombers, the Hastings wing of the German Hastings wing.
Right.
But Robert Grau was on last time we were on. He lives in Bonn. He's the head of that. They're quite good guys. We got Germany sewn up. It's a bit like, you see all these clubs playing in abroad, the USA and all this. We've got Germany sewn up. It's all Hastings there, all 6 of them.
Yeah, but technically everyone in this division's been playing abroad this season because we've had to go out of Jersey.
Yeah, well, Jersey, a tremendous away day, tremendous place, fantastic away day. Like most of Hastings games, we lost there. It was diabolical football, but the people are lovely, and we had a tremendous time. They were over there for about 2-3 days. Lovely place. But let's not talk about Hastings just yet. Let's talk about Ashford. Now, you gave East Grinstead 7 of the best. East Grinstead, unfortunately, a very sorry team. They're obviously, this is a horror season for them. I think they've nearly got 100 goals against.
97, yeah. 97.
Was it 97, yeah? You can't take too much from that because they're the whipping boys of the division. I did notice that they nearly scored first up, which I think you should be a little bit, you should smack a few bums there. Super Stoney should be smacking bums there. You shouldn't be giving them even chance on goal.
No.
What did you go? I presume you did. Tell us about... Or tell us about your season, guys, because just give us your thoughts on the season.
Well, okay, so basically, yes, we got East Grinstead. We've won twice. We've scored 13 goals. We haven't conceded any. It's 2 of their 3 heaviest defeats this season, and we've got them. So we've taken advantage when we needed to. I have to say their keeper, I don't know his name, but their keeper had a storming game on Saturday. Probably would have been 12 or 13 had he not pulled out some fantastic saves. on Saturday. So, respect to him. It's difficult to say respect to the keeper when he's let 7, but he certainly stopped probably another 4 or 5 goals. Some really good work. How's our season been? Up and down. We're one of only 2 teams to have beaten Jersey away this season. But we lost to VCD a few weeks ago. It's inconsistent. Start of the season was rubbish. Went on a bit of a 4-game winning streak. Had a bit of a dodgy kind of 2 or 3 weeks recently, a couple of losses and a draw. And then what happened at the weekend? So there's no predicting what's going on. The only thing you can predict is that on our podcast, Jez will go, next week's really an important game. Next week's really an important. He does that every time. Of course, it's an important game. But, it's kind of like we're in that position where we are where we deserve to be in the league. And we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season. We've got 4 away matches out of 5 in March, and 4 of our last 5 games are against teams in the playoff position. So, don't know. I think we'll end up probably roughly where we are now.
Yeah, what I would say is that Saturday's game was the first game we've had this season that I would say was not competitive. I think our league is so competitive this season, so tight. It's a game of 2 halves. At the beginning of our season wasn't great.
What a cliche. Love it.
Yeah, but there we go.
Game of 2 halves, good.
Second half of the season, I think if we were starting the season with the team we've got now, and the way they're playing and the smiles on their faces, the enjoyment they're having, some of the talent that we've got in our team now is just superb. I think we would be putting in a big challenge to Three Bridges at the top of the league. But we're not, because we blew the first half of the season. But I think your old friend Craig Stone.
Yeah. Used to come on this podcast, Super Malk as well. I don't know if you know Malcolm, yeah? Agent Malk, he used to be a regular on this.
Oh, right. Well, Craig, for me, I predicted on our podcast that one day he's going to be a Football League professional manager because I think he's super talented. He's taken the reins now. Obviously, we got, again, one of your old friends, Jack Dixon, who's just sort of clearing up, tidying up at, defensive midfield, doing his job. Kane Penn, another of your old Hastings guys.
Yes, don't remind me. Yes, Jeremy, yes.
Superstar till he got injured, so he's out for the rest of the season.
Good guy, Kane. Good guy.
Yeah, really good guy, but he'll be up and running again pre-season. I don't know about what you think, Phil, but I'm very confident about our squad and our team that we've got now. We had a guy that came in on Saturday on loan, admittedly, but wow, what a superstar he is.
Yeah, I mean, young Cruz Bazant got him from, is it Gillingham?
Yeah, he's on loan from Gillingham.
Yeah, he looked good. Jed Brown, one of the sidemen's, even joined us for a little while. Gary Lockyer's knocking the goals in. Louis Collins has had a phenomenal season if it's dried up a little bit lately.
Superstar, isn't it, Louis?
I want to give a shout out to Harry Brooks, our keeper, actually, because he kind of came in. We've had a bit of a nightmare with keepers. It's like, if any of you know Spinal Tap with their drummers, we had that with keepers for the first 2 or 3 months. One comes in, gets injured, Harry came in, did really well, and we got another keeper who's a young lad, but he got injured in his second game, and Harry's had to come back in again. And it's kind of like, so fair play to Harry Brooks. He's been in and out of the team, but he's always done well for it. I think he's kept the majority of our clean sheets as well.
And we got Miguel Scarlett, who I think was at Folkestone, and he's really enjoying himself and doing well. A guy called Joe Lewis Evans from Aldershot, he's playing with brilliantly at the moment. And with Louis, I mean, the key thing to it is that we're in a really good, strong, happy place at the moment. We just see where we can go for the rest of the season. We're not going to make the playoffs, but, it's good stuff at the moment, isn't it, Phil?
We're scoring goals for fun.
Yeah.
We're in 12th place. We've got a plus 11 goal difference. If our wonderful friends in Sevenoaks hadn't managed to sneak a draw at the weekend, we'd be on the same number of points as them, but with a 24 goal swing between the two of us, which is this point in the season. That's worth an extra point or two, I think.
I noticed you had a gentleman from Folkestone there. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I'm going to bring him on in a bit. Yes, Super Rob, yes.
Because I'm very envious of where Folkestone are at the moment in terms of their the way they're. I went down to see them the other day, and the football they're playing was fantastic.
Oh, don't get even more big-headed. You don't understand how big-headed this man is.
But more importantly, the crowds they're getting, it just follows success, and the crowds go up. You've seen that at Hastings. They're getting.
Yeah, we did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting what, 15.
Feels like a long time ago now, mate.
Yeah, I bet it does. But with Ashford, we've got 130,000 people live in Ashford, so we should be getting crowds of over 1,000. But for whatever reason, because we're in the Isthmian League South East, we're still knocking on the door. I don't know, 500-600, I suppose. But one day, it will happen, and we'll be getting those big crowds that Folkestone are getting at the moment, and more probably.
This is one place where Jez and I have a little bit of a disagreement. So I know the reason why we don't, and that's because there's no public transport.
Yeah, that's what I say, transport-wise, yeah.
And that's why we don't get it. And I think Jez goes, oh no, they come anyway. No, they wouldn't. No. Unfortunately, I've lived in Ashford, as I said, a long time. The lethargy of the people in the town centre,
that's usually the alcohol, isn't it?
Makes them lethargic.
Yeah.
No, I actually think no. I don't. I think a lot of the time it's simply because can't be asked. Slightest bit of rain, attendance drops off by 20%. We had that earlier in the season, didn't we, Jez? Really good game. Chucked it down half an hour beforehand. 300 people come through. It was like
they're not hardy souls in Ashford. Is that what you're saying?
No,
pretty much. Yeah.
Wimps. Dave and Lloyd, the owners, though, they've spent a lot of money on the place, and they've got good car parking now. So there's no excuse not to come along with your car. There's somewhere to park. They've made the place nice. They've even put some guy on the PA that knows what he's doing. So that's quite good. So there's a lot of money being spent on the place, and it's a nice venue now. There's no excuse not to come, and they will come. I'm convinced that a bit of success. We've seen big crowds at Ashford before.
Is this Field of Dreams? If they build it, they will come.
Like terracing behind the goals. Yeah.
I said earlier on about predictable things. Yeah, Jez's thing about terracing behind the goals.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's important. Folkestone's is great though. I love that terracing behind the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I get it. It's just it's a stuck record, Jez. But, so
no, don't you two fall out now.
No, we always fall out.
Yeah.
Listen, we've done 58 of these podcasts now. We ain't fallen out yet, apart from one thing. And that was when I went a bit overcritical on the ref one.
You didn't fall out with me though, did you?
No. But you told me I was kind of going a little bit too far.
Oh, well, there we go.
All right, and chaps.
Yeah.
Well, let's move. I've heard enough of Ashford. I've heard enough of it.
So have we. To be
smug. No, you're not smug at all. No, it's good times at Ashford. Excellent. It really is. I obviously Hastings. We feel like we're rivals. I mean, I didn't think much of our game when we played. The one when you won, we didn't really turn up, and I'm very disappointed in that. I felt that
1-0, wasn't it?
As a derby.
Yeah,
that wasn't a derby, but that is what it is. Let's see. Gabs is here. Gabs, let's have you straight on, mate. Gabs, Enfield's finest. Gabs.
Well.
Haven't seen a win since November.
Nope.
Bottom of the National League South. Do you feel is this the time you're returning back to the Prem? Is it curtains, or is there any hope for your boys?
There's always a glimmer of hope, without sounding completely blinkered about things. Our problem has been, that of Dartford a couple of years ago, St Albans last season, in that we are generally a really competitive outfit. We just don't win games. We don't win enough games, and that's the issue. Haven't won on the road since September, haven't won at all since November. But then that win was we smacked Farnborough 5-1. And it was totally deserved. Beating Ebbsfleet at home, who came down from the National League, got a point there the other night. Just various circumstances have made life a lot more difficult as well. We've had postponement after postponement, obviously with the weather. We've also had a referee who's called 2 games off in ridiculous circumstances. We were the only game in the division not to go ahead on Saturday with a perfectly playable pitch, because he decided to essentially conduct his pitch inspection by FaceTime. So that was pretty irritating. But no, the football we're playing at the moment, when we have actually got a chance, obviously to to play, hasn't been too bad. As I say, we're generally getting the basics right. We're just not we don't have a cutting edge at the moment. Defensively, we're not dreadful. Like, we haven't kind of suffered the same symptoms of last season, where we were kind of going down by 4 or 5 goals regularly. So yeah, if we can start kind of turning things around, maybe get 1 or 2 names through the door in the next kind of couple of weeks before the deadline, then I think we have a chance. But the major benefit we have is that we've got to play those around us directly. So we've got to play Hampton twice, home and away. Got to go to Farnborough on Saturday, and we've got some kind of quite favourable home games before the end of the season. So we have got a very slim chance. In fact, we play Horsham. We're meant to play Horsham tomorrow if it survives. So that'll be an interesting one because they're on a blinding run at the moment. So we will see. It's not all lost just yet. But we do have to start pulling our finger out in terms of getting 3 points on the board and not just kind of saying that we ran teams close, which is our issue at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, well, I wish we run teams close, Gabs. But anyway, it's great to see you, mate. It's been how long is it? A couple of seasons now, isn't it? I'm trying to remember when you were last on.
I can't remember if I've been on this season or not. I think I maybe came on right at the start of the year. But yeah, good to be back. Obviously, belated congratulations on 150. So yeah, good to be back. I think obviously if we do drop down into the Prem, you'll probably be seeing more of my face.
Well, yeah, well, we'll be we're going to stay in the southeast. I hope so. So yeah. I mean, county league football. No, let's not talk about that.
No,
right,
Hastings and county league don't go together.
Well, I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, mate. No, but great to hear from you. Let's talk to Mr. Craig. Let's talk about one of the most influenced games I've watched in a while. The bookies were all over this one. Faversham 3, Sittingbourne 3. Mate, what a game! Like that, incredible game. I know they came back into it. I mean, you got to say Faversham definitely deserves something out of that game. I mean, we had soft pens, all sorts of shenanigans. Tell me, first of all, did you go, Mark?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, so talk to me. It must have been an incredible watch.
Yeah, it was a absolute. If you was a neutral going to that game, you'd have that would have been the game of the day. Obviously, apart from the 12-1 and 11-0 routs in other divisions and whatever, but as a competitive game, well, we were going into the game. We hadn't played for 3 weeks, so I've been ground hopping. Went to Gosport last week and went to West Ham on Tuesday night. Obviously, due to lack of football, obviously all our games have been called off. So I was well happy that we were playing on the 3G. But you could tell early on we were lacking. We couldn't really do anything. Faversham were at us. They had, to be fair, chance after chance. They
had about 10 chances, and then you just went up the pitch and scored. It was, oh my God.
I know, we hadn't even had a shot by the 35th minute or even looked like scoring. I think our ex-goalie could have sat down on the pitch and might have had a bit of a kick. And then just out of the blue, we got 2 goals. Talk about, do you know what? In all my time following them, I've never ever seen us, as the old phrase, a smash and grab. We either win, we lose, we draw. I've never seen us ever, go there, have one shot and score. So I was at half time, we're laughing my head off, thinking 2-0. Went into the second half, we got an early penalty, which was, I was standing right by it. Never a penalty.
Soft pen.
No, it wasn't even soft.
What was it? What's the old phrase? He anticipated contact. That was it.
I think that's the fair enough phrase to say. I mean, I stuck my hand out, say, it's going to be a goal kick, and much to my surprise, see the referee pointing to the spot. I just laughed. It was put it this way: if I'd have been a Faversham,
I'd have been gutted. Yeah.
So,
you could see the envelope in his pocket.
Yeah. I think a few £20 notes come out there. He tucked that away nicely. 3-0, you think game over. So CANVEY, you there when you're 2-0 up, you're feeling rather sad. We were 3-0 up.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go, wasn't it?
It was 10 minutes to go. They had a couple more shots. It looked like one of them days. And then I think fitness took its toll. We had like 10 men behind the ball. Just it's game management. They scored one with 81 minutes on the clock. Their substitute, they put old Matt Newman on, I think he's about 37. They stuck him up front. He's a defender. And he poked one home. And then you could just sense the crowd getting behind them, because they were quiet as anything all day. You could just sense we were getting nervous. They scored literally about a minute and a half later. So that was about 82 and a half minutes on the clock, and they pulled another one back. And you could just sense that it was only going to go one way. We we were stuck in our own half. We just substitutes were wrong. I think we just physically looked, as I said, hadn't played for 3 weeks, and it showed. Playing on a 3G pitch, there's no excuses saying that comes to that. And they scored. And there was about another 2 minutes after that, and they could have scored again, I think.
There was an incredible miss from one of theirs. Yeah. Do you remember, I think they hit the post, and then it was just coming across the goal, and he all he needed to do was tap it into it. The whole goal's in front of him. And
that's it.
Yeah. It's like, what a game this is. They're not going to get anything, but they managed a point.
Do you know what? At the start of the game, I said, well, I'd be happy with a point. Once, on the way home, I was seething, losing a 3-0 lead. And, we haven't, I think we're level with 3 Bridges before the game in the least conceded in the league. We conceded all our goals early in the season when our ex-manager, Mr. Maxwell, was there. Our current manager, I think he's 12 unbeaten in a row. So we kept the run going. But I'll be honest, we were outplayed that game. Faversham are a good, strong team.
Are a good team. Yeah.
They do. Year after year, they love to pump the ball into the box, free kicks, corners. They had a lot of them. They got a lot of big fellas. But they do play some nice football as well. Recently, in pre-season, past seasons, they've just lumped it basically and looked for the free kicks and the corners. But I've got to say, they were probably the best team I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, they smashed us 5-1.
Yeah. So was it 2 points lost or 1 gained in the end? We move on to tomorrow night. Hopefully it's on. As I said to you earlier, I currently live in Ashford as well. Sorry
about that, Mark.
Yeah, I know. That's just pretty unfortunate. I met the young lady many years ago when I moved down here. It's quite handy for away games. So looking at tomorrow night, hopefully the rain kicks off. Doesn't kick our game off tomorrow. And, 3:30 start and getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning because I don't drive on the train is, I've had a couple of games this season. Hey, one of your games actually I went to was the only game off in the season. Got down there and the game was called off. I've had 5 games called off this year that I've been to.
But that was to mercy. That was a mercy call off. That was they didn't want anyone to watch it. They thought, no, we can't put a crowd.
Funny enough, that was Broadbridge Heath who we got tomorrow night for tomorrow night actually.
Not the one where they beat us 5-1, is it?
No, it was called off. I'm not sure.
Oh, like a league game.
Yeah, it was a league game. And
okay. Yeah.
I got to the ground and they were moaning that your groundsman had buggered off to Lewis or something, and they haven't got anyone.
Because he cheekily wanted money to be a groundsman.
Wow.
He's excellent. Anyway, let's not get started on. There you go. I don't want to start going off on one again.
No.
But yeah, no. I mean, it is what it is. So yeah.
It's a long journey. We're going to pick up from Saturday, I think. Broadbridge Heath are not a bad little team, especially on their own.
Nice clubhouse.
Lovely. Yeah, it's a lovely place. We went last year. I don't miss many games. We won there last year, but a 3-2 victory. But they played really, really well. I'm looking at our team. We could basically got a squad of about 16, and he's been playing the same team. Basically, I think we need a couple of acquisitions. Now we've played the least out of anyone in our league. We got games coming up thick and fast. We're Tuesday, Saturday for about 4 weeks now. We've got Erith away, 2 home games coming up on midweek. We're not going to catch 3 Bridges and.
Well, you just want to make sure you secure the playoffs, don't you?
Yeah, basically, I don't know whether we.
You're not catching 3 Bridges. We've got 3 Bridges Tuesday. Tom, is it Tuesday week or Tuesday?
Like a couple of weeks time, I think.
Yeah. So they're winning that. So yeah, you're not catching 3 Bridges. They've been excellent.
Whether we want to get second or third and get the home tie, but as you know, the last 2 seasons has let us down playing at home. Run out of puff and lost on penalties. So in the final, so we, I think we play better away. We've had a couple of really decent results. Mersham away winning, Whiteleaf away winning. Should have won at Faversham Saturday, but we didn't.
That's a strong statement. That is, mate. They had about 25 shots on your goal, mate.
I know. We be honest with you, I didn't think we played that well. So. And thinking about it now, it's probably a point gained, but when you lose a 3-0 lead with 10 minutes to go, it's a bit gutting. I've not seen that happen before, so it's what it is, isn't it? So we move on. We've got some good games coming up. We've got our Sheppey Derby coming up on the 3rd, Crowborough at home. Very winnable games. We got Saturday. We're at home again Saturday. We've got loads of home games coming up. That's if the rain call it off. As we haven't got one of the 3G pitches, which is much needed in our division, I think, really, with the way things are going. And you look at teams like Folkestone, Ramsgate, Herne Bay, Margate, they all get better crowds. You can get the punters in with good facilities. We haven't got that. A bit like Ashford, where ours is out of the way. Now I live in Ashford. It's impossible to get there without a car. I live in Ashford. I don't live that far. I can see why supporters don't go. It's much the same. We've had this discussion about Sittingbourne. Ours is even further out than Ashford. Supporters are quite fickle. They'll come when they want to. If you want to get there, you'll get there by hook or by crook. We're actually about 350 at home. It could be better. There's been years when we've only had 180, 200, but things are good at the club at the moment. Getting to the playoffs, whether we were to win it and go up, I think we'd struggle badly with the squad we've got. After watching Folkestone 5 times this season and seeing what that division's about, that'll be tough. But to get, it'd be nice if we could get there. If we lost every game, I wouldn't be bothered. But it'd be nice. I've been to East Grinstead and all these other teams, so many, year after year, and it gets a bit, you get a bit fed up of it. Going to the same places. We got Croydon coming up.
That's nothing to shout about, Croydon.
No, it's not, is it? That's the one last gripe. I've got one gripe is, the teams that obviously bankrolled, Croydon, 127 they got Saturday. They're second in the league. Three Bridges, 173. I know they've got back, they've got an excellent playing squad, but it should be a level playing field. We've seen it many years, like Peacehaven, many years ago. They ran through the divisions and then they're back down in the division below again. And, I don't think throwing money at it is a good idea, but, it's just play with what you've got and, just enjoy it. I think Three Bridges, if they get promoted, they'll struggle next year, but we'll see. But, and Croydon again, 127. We went last year and we were 5-0 up at half time, and I think there was about 140 there and we had about 90 of them. That's, there's a few teams like that. That's my gripe. They're just bankrolled by people that just want, there's no interest in just having a bit of glory. There's no fans there, or there's no fan base as such. That's my gripe anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I noticed that comment about Three Bridges. Yeah, we used to sing that at Three Bridges, more bridges and fans. Thing is, obviously, as a club like Hastings, we obviously it's gone down now a bit, like our attendances, but yeah, you go to Croydon and lose, and going to where you've got more fans than they've got at home. If you've brought more away, and you're like, this is, and you're losing, which I don't mind. You lose football matches, yeah, but like when you're losing and there's no roar of the crowd against you, you don't mind if there's some back and forth with the fans, but there's just no one there, and you're like, what is this level? But yeah,
it's what it is, isn't it, mate? It's what it is.
Yeah.
I echo our Ashford fans. I look forward to Hastings, so I hope you stay up as well. We'll get rid of Erith and
who'd have thought this? That Ashford and Sittingbourne are saying, I hope you stay up, Hastings.
Yeah.
I can't. I obviously.
Where would we
What a
be?
level
6
we're
points
at
next
now.
season, isn't it? It's guaranteed 6 points.
But yeah, guaranteed 6 points, and it's just a nice place. It's an old. I said it to you when I first come. It's my favourite ground in the division. I love coming to Hastings. Yeah,
It's all going to change though. They're going to move the pitch, and the main stand's going to be
Demolished?
Not demolished. Well, can't afford to demolish. We can't afford to demolish it. I think it's just going to be condemned. So, we're taking our medicine as Hastings fans here. But anyway, thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Right, who wants to go on next? I'll tell you what. Let's go to Rob from Horsham. Rob, cut the draws. Since you last been on, did you make any of them? What's the Horsham ship? Obviously going great guns in both league and cups. Talk to me, mate.
Yeah, no, I think last time we were on the Scunthorpe, wasn't it? Just after that. But yeah, then obviously we're due to play Enfield. Obviously postponed, and then that gave a couple of. The last few times I've been on here, the squad is beginning to get quite thin. I think on the bench on Saturday, there's like 5 players, and one of them was a goalkeeper. So that's something new that we're having to deal with in that kind of sense of things. That the squad's a bit thinner than we're normally used to. But yeah, we had so that was Enfield, and then Dagenham and Redbridge we drew 1-1 at home. We played pretty well. I think it's like Enfield fan was saying that we're in games. We're in every game so far this season. We haven't been out of a game. Really competitive. It's just that final third, like most teams are trying to find that goal scorer, especially at this level. There's a striker available. The chances are money's being chucked at him. So hopefully, so we're in games and competitive, and Dagenham went 1 up, and then Sam Howes, our old goalkeeper, who I know pretty well, I think in the 4th minute of 7 minutes added on, he came out and kicked at one of our players, got sent off, and we got a penalty, so we got a draw out of that, and to be fair, it was probably a fair result. And then, Slough was that one of those games. I think every 6 or 7 games we seem to get them where he seems to be a bit, empty tank kind of blowing. But we're missing a couple of our major players like Lee Harding and Hester Cook, who I believe was player of the season so far before he got injured, missing, and he's a massive missing in the middle of the park. But yeah, no, it's all going well. There's not much to be upset about. Like I keep saying, it's just moving on, considering where we are. 45 points. Pretty impressive for our target was a certain amount of points to try and stay up, and I think we're going to do that. And then we'll see what next season brings. But yeah, we got what we got now. We got Saturday. We got Hemel at home. Obviously tomorrow if that goes ahead. And then Ebbsfleet at home following Tuesday, and then the big one against Southend. It looks like that's going to be another sellout. So I think a couple of those injured players will probably come back for that one, and we'll see what we can do in the trophy. 2 games away from Wembley. I'm imagining the attention sort of switches to that. We've had it before with the FA Cup with big games there. Sort of the drop off in the league might happen a bit, but the away form is nearly at the top of the league. We're a decent team out away from home, set up well with counter attack options. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and I think the big obviously everyone's looking forward to a couple of weeks against Southend, but we've got a couple of league games in between where hopefully we can pick up a few more points towards that safety, because that's the target of the club still. They're never going to change. Dom's never going to change his motto on that, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, cheers, Rob. I mean, did you manage to get to Slough? What's that like for an away day?
I didn't get to Slough. I couldn't persuade my missus for Valentine's Day. She wasn't buying it. But it's not the greatest away day. I've been before previously to see it, but it's not one to get disappointed over if you miss. Straight in, straight out. But yeah, it was a nice day. That's about it, I suppose. The weather was nice, so
Did many Lardy boys make the Slough game?
The way forward, over 100. The way following now, like tomorrow's on Tuesday night, be over 100 again. The away following's, it's ridiculous. We sold out our away end at Worthing 600-700. Home grounds now are over 1,400. It's building in the right way. But again, it's going back to sort of attracting players. It's Horsham, the one thing I find going into the National League South is attracting, number one is getting the players and the finances is ridiculous. You can see Dorking chucking money at it, getting, captains from Eastleigh down to them. Mark White wants to get out of this league desperately. So it's a big boys league in the top 3 or 4, the ones at the beginning like Torquay. Torquay should be running away with it, in my opinion. They're a big club, big outfit. I don't know what's going on down there, but
It's bizarre to see him down in this division. Do you know what I mean?
So when we played them, it's like, what is going on? Like, shouldn't be here, but everyone's there for a reason.
Yep.
So you're all on a level playing field. So it's like I say, hopefully in a couple of weeks' time against Southend, we can turn them over.
Okay, thanks, Rob. Right, talking of Robs, let's have Rob from the mighty Folkestone. Snow plow continues, mate. So I think since we last spoke, you went to the land of the Grissini Eaters, and you got a result. Against the Dulwich. It was. It's going great guns, mate.
It is, mate. It is. Someone told me after the game at the weekend we played 4 games. Played the last 4 games, just scored like 13 and hadn't conceded a goal. So it's going really well. Obviously. Hello, Mark.
He's saying hello.
What, to me?
Yeah.
Piss off.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello, bud. Yeah, so it's going. It's been excellent, mate. And it's weird because you're used to twists and turns in the season, a lot of disappointment and getting your hopes up and stuff like that. And you always start, next year will be our year or whatever. And then when it finally comes, it's a bit of an unusual feeling as a football sport because you're sort of missing that. You are sort of missing that little bit of jeopardy, because a lot of these games we play, they've been, formalities after about 60 minutes. The game at Lewis, I didn't think we played particularly well in the first half, but we completely battered in the second half, just run them ragged. They did it at the post and they maybe could have got a goal back. We had lots of chances. And the game at Dulwich, it was, to be honest, in the second half, it was pretty comprehensive. Yeah. We had lots of chances again. So it's been a really weird season. It's been a really good season. We're always going to remember this season, but it's in a way it's been strange because we just haven't had the disappointment, and that's something that you expect as a football sport, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
So
Rob, I remember that point you're making there. I remember when we went up from the southeast, and it was like it was, as you say, formalities. You go 1-0 up, and you're like, right, that game's done, and either you win by more or just very comfortable. So I can understand it's kind of like they take their foot off the gas after 60 minutes, didn't they?
Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's a bit like that. I mean, at Lewis, they kept going. They scored I think they scored 2 goals sort of within the last sort of couple of minutes of the game. So he hasn't really let them take the foot off the gas. It's just been we haven't. You expect something to come and trip us up. I thought maybe we'd get a few injuries or we'd lose some players to other clubs. Bigger clubs would come in and take them because we've got, like we've said lots of times, we've got players that should never be in this league.
I know you took our goalie.
I know, mate. I saw him actually at Lewis. But that was a weird one as well because
that's a very weird one, mate. Don't.
We've got settled keeper, and we're not in any cup competitions. Haven't been for ages.
I know.
So I don't know when he's gonna. I don't know when he's gonna play. No, that's
apparently he had an illness. Anyway, we won't go. It was our favourite player. Anyway, I mean, our goalie was our favourite player. What does that say?
Yeah, it doesn't say much, does it?
No, does it? But anyway, carry on. Sorry, I'm butting in, Rob.
No, so it's just been really good. It's just been excellent, and we had our little blip, but that came and went really quickly, and we're back on it now. The weekend we got hashtag at home, and
please smash them, please.
Yeah, and then
please smash
looking at it, we've got like 8 weeks, and in 8 weeks' time it'll all be finished. So
thank God, thank God, mate.
I know, mate. I know.
Anyway, carry on. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So I think the club needs to start looking, I believe, and next season a little bit. I'm sure they are looking at it because it looks like it's going to happen and it has done for a long time. But the ground's looking good at the moment. They've done loads to the ground and round the ground, and the club's in every way sort of ready to go up, I'd say.
Well, you've had consistent investment for a good couple of years now, at least 3-4 years.
That's right. Yeah, the pitch has made a massive difference, and a lot of people don't like the artificial pitch, but it's just a certainty the game's going to be on, and it's given us because the pitch was massive before. It was like Villa Park. They've narrowed the pitch, and there's a big space. Route one. Yeah, it's all really tight. So it's made for like passing game and all that. And there's big spaces around the edge of the ground now where they can develop if they want to do that. Like building, knock down the stand and build whatever. Other rumours they're going to do that, but and apparently they bought the tennis courts behind the stand, not the big terrace, but the stand by the grammar school, and they want to build like a stand like Chatham. That's what I've heard. So it's just been really good. It's been excellent.
Can I ask how Mikey Berry's doing at Folkestone?
Yeah, really good. He's an excellent footballer. Really enjoy watching him play. He doesn't start every game. Since they brought this lad in called Adam Woodyard, I think his name is. He's an excellent sort of. He's played football league. He's played for AFC Wimbledon, and he's been playing in place of Mike. But Mikey has been playing, but he's not been starting, which he had been pretty much most of the season until maybe last month. But he's excellent. Yeah, really good.
Is Laverick still playing for your lot?
Yeah, he's still there,
captain.
Yeah, he's still there, mate. Yeah.
Our inspirational captain of last season.
Yeah, but he's still there. Yeah.
Go on.
They've got Adi Yusuf back now. I actually heard the other day that because I obviously had that bad concussion.
Yeah.
Really nasty one. But it was actually I heard it was a bleed on the brain. It was really bad.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, so he's back playing now. He was on the bench against Lewis, and I think he came on against Dulwich. So yeah, I mean, he's back in the squad. We've been lucky with injuries apart from that one. Yeah.
You've also
Superb,
picked up young Harley Earl in goal, haven't you?
Yeah,
we
we
were
was
just
saying
referring
about
to that.
Yeah, but we was just saying it's a strange one because it's don't see where he's going to slot in. But there you go.
I think manager wanted him out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't.
I thought he was a good keeper, really good keeper.
Yeah, no, he is a good keeper. He needed to be at Hastings. He was a busy keeper.
Who's at Folkestone? Who's the Folkestone centre back? Because when I went to see him, he just bossed the whole game. Absolutely amazing.
Kevin Locko, he's our captain and centre half. Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he wins every header pretty much, doesn't he? He's really experienced defender. Like,
just ran the game. I saw totally ran the game.
He's best centre half I've ever seen us have. He's just different level. Yeah.
So what are you now then? So you're snowplow. Are you still the snowplow? What are you?
Oh, we're just, I don't know, we're like steamer now, I'd say. Just like, we're just chucking the coal in and just rumbling on.
Okay, well, we'll get Hastings out of the way. Let's rumble on with Hastings. Obviously, Tom, the lovely Tom, very patiently waiting here to talk about our beloved Hastings. Now, the last time I think we'd just been spanked 5-1 at Faversham, so we've spoke about that. I mean, you may or may not want to mention previous games, Tom. I mean, otherwise we had Merstham, which was
I think probably just want to forget about the away ones, to be honest. Just because I think the home ones have been much sort of improved. It was against the sides in sort of the top half of the table where you got Whiteleaf and Merstham. I know it's probably sounds a bit boring to say, they're not 2 wins you've got, but just having 2 clean sheets against them and getting a point against them, it's sort of puts us not necessarily in a stronger position, but it sort of like shows there's sort of like improvement, I'd say, sort of from where we sort of started a little bit over the course of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it had to improve after Faversham, and then we've obviously had a game called off after that. I didn't think much of the game, to be honest. For me, and I know this is going to sound old, right? So you can, whatever, but like I'm looking at a game where it's a muddy pitch. There's no slides. There's 19 players with clean shirts in a 0-0 on a stodgy wet pitch. It's like, well, what's that about? To me, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'd expect people to be covered in mud and a real battle going on. Merstham kept giving the ball to us. It's a very the standard was very poor. I mean, I think we sort of created some chart, but we weren't hitting a barn door. Like it really, I didn't think we were going to get a goal in the game. But I suppose anything's better than 5-1, isn't it? I mean, that was abject. So the point itself, I think everyone would be like happy with. Oh yeah, Sir Gabs, don't worry, mate. It's hard for me because I like Whitney Houston. I get emotional when I start talking about Hastings, so I'm trying to keep it in because obviously there's a lot going on at the club that I'm not particularly happy about. But I think it was nice to see. I mean, we got a new goalie in, another Harry. There's lots of Harrys. Which one is this one? This is Harry
Haynes, not Harry.
Harry Haynes. It was Harry Howells, and now it's Harry Haynes. Excellent keeper. Had a great first game. When you think, a new keeper comes in, you're not sure. Very positive in his, he attacks the ball. It sees danger. Pulled off a couple of cracking saves to keep us in the game early doors. Goalie had a great game.
Yeah, can't really sort of say too much. I mean, only sort of one game, but sort of like encouraging what saw of him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy about the goalie situation, why our old goalie left, and all the bullshit around that. But we'll leave that. Let's leave that. So let's just let it go, Chris. Right. So, but yeah, good goalie. A draw. We've got Deal away. Fuck it off, Mark. Mate, you ain't had to watch it, right?
They beat Three Bridges the other day, didn't they?
Who did? Deal. Yeah. I'm looking forward to away day. Going to take the kids up there because it's quite a nice area. I'm not too hopeful on the result. We've got Deal, then we've got Three Bridges after that. So there's a tough couple of games. So we could still slip. I think it's going to be a bit like, what I've said before, John, remember when you lot stayed up last year? It was because there was 3 or 4 shitter teams than you in the league. And luckily for Hastings, I think that's going to be the case. So see that again, I've been pretty good there, haven't I, Tom? I haven't ranted. So Tom, anything else you want to add? And then I'll bring in the others.
I think, to be honest, like, yeah, you say we've got obviously Deal and then Three Bridges, but sort of just looking sort of near sort of that bottom foot of the table, I think when it comes to it, I don't think really you can say there's anyone out there who's sort of almost certain to sort of just be on that safety net. I think it's just quite tight down there and basically could go anyone's way near the next month or so.
Yeah, well, other than East Grinstead.
Yeah, of course.
Who are just incredibly bad.
You've got them after the Three Bridges game, though, haven't you? So
we've got
Deal,
East
Three
Grinstead.
Bridges,
Oh,
and
of
then
course
you've
we have
got
at home, yeah.
East Grinstead and then Beckenham. So you've got 2 up near the top and then 2 sort of towards the bottom. Yeah. So you kind of faked in your own hand a little bit, really.
Yeah, but I think with that point cushion, I can't believe I'm having this conversation, really. I can't believe we're down here. A club as big as Hastings, in my opinion, should not be in this. Absolutely. And should not have had 60 players. It's just I can't wait for the season to end, is all I'm going to say. And not because I don't want to, it's nothing to do with you lot. It's a hard watch. It's been that's all I'll say. Anyway, so I'll tell you what, let's move on from Hastings. Let's move on. Let's talk about another team that's another hard watch. It's those fucking WHITEHAWK. Right, Mark. You. Right, mister. First of all, absolute pleasure to see you here, mate.
See you, mate.
So unbeaten, I think, since the beginning of December. Cracking win against Burgess Hill. Good side, Burgess Hill. Your compadre, Ben Pope, your lookalike. Ben Pope, I'm sure, was playing for Burgess Hill. Talk to me, boy.
Yeah, no, we're doing all right, mate, to be fair. We're 7 unbeaten. We should have been 8. We was 2-0 up against Lewis at home, just after 27th December. Was 2-0 up with about, 12 minutes left or something, and then the floodlights went out. And, and no one had 50p to sort it out.
You're all tight at WHITEHAWK, couldn't you? So
mate,
you probably had it connected to someone's house.
Honestly,
yeah, I know what
especially when you're playing,
are like.
the worst thing is you're playing that mob, Louis. They're all a bit like, they're like up and you know what I mean? So they come over to WHITEHAWK and they're all a bit like, this is a shambles, they're all kicking off, going mad. So, but it was a shambles, though, to be fair, mate. Like, it was embarrassing. I mean, we absolutely battered them that day as well. Didn't give Lewis a sniff. And the fact that we've got to replay it, we've got them at home next Tuesday night. I mean, they're not doing too clever anyway, so I think we'll probably
good time to get them.
Yeah, we'll probably be all right. But yeah, as you say, unbeaten since December 12th. 7 should have been 8 unbeaten, and some of them results in there as well. I mean, we played hashtag. We went behind twice at home, beat them. We went behind on Saturday against Burgess Hill. Again, showed good character. I beat them 3-1. And the other result, I had it in front of me. I can't remember who it was. It feels like so long ago. St Albans last month. We were 3-0 up away from home against St Albans, and they pegged it back to 3-3. And then we got 2 late goals in the 81st and 93rd minute. But yeah, we just got some just the character. I think we've just got a good squad. Do you know what a squad feels like? It feels like that promotion squad that we had 3 seasons ago, whatever it was now. I'm not saying we're going to go up. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself or anything, but
you usually do. But you usually do, mate, don't you?
I mean, do you know what? The way this league is going,
I know it. Go on, here we go. Come on, it's coming again. Come on.
What do I say
every time? Go on.
What do I say to you? You never say never in these divisions, mate. You never say never. Because we've signed some good players as well. We signed Ebrice, Eze's brother. Eze, funny enough. And we signed J. Emmanuel Thomas. He played on Saturday and he looked quite good. And he pissed off. Do you know what? Do you know how annoyed it made me hearing him be all smug? You know, I'm joking, Rob. I'm only joking.
Is Will Dupre getting the game?
Hey?
Is Will Dupre getting the game? Because he's joined you, didn't he?
You know what, mate? I couldn't even tell you who.
Call yourself a fan, mate. Come on.
Obviously not.
Chris, I turn up to them games, have a few beers, just watch the boys that play.
You don't drink, do you? You don't drink.
That's why I look like
total,
this.
Mate.
I look older than you, and that's saying something. Do you know what I mean?
You're starting now, aren't you?
But no, we just got a good squad at the minute. I mean, Grant. I think having Grant all come in when he did at the time. Grant's got loads of football league experience, and he knows what he's doing. So having him at the back with Coops, just sort of got a good solid base there. But yeah, I mean, look, we lost Harry Bridle, which was annoying. I mean, he messaged me. But to be fair, I see it. He signed for Cray Wanderers, and he's only a young kid. We got him on loan from Gillingham for the last couple of seasons, but he just worked his bollocks off basically, and he created so many chances for us, scored so many big goals, and then out of the blue, he just wasn't wanted apparently. Signed for Cray, then messaged me and said I just weren't wanted, so I was a bit obviously pissed off with it. But yeah, I think we've signed well since. I mean, we were away at Brentwood on Saturday. I mean, they're sitting up in the playoffs, but I couldn't write us off against anyone.
Go on.
I mean, do you know what? I'd love us to play Folkestone on Saturday and turn them over. That's what I would absolutely love it. But yeah, no, we're doing all right. I mean, the worst one I see us have this season was against CANVEY, and that was terrible. And
yeah, he's not got to play us anymore.
That was terrible. That was, mate. That was a horrible day.
We cried. We cried about that.
Yeah, I know.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, and yeah. So, but yeah, we're doing all right. I can't grumble. I'm not grumbling. I mean, there's a few boys that obviously expect the world, I think, when it comes to Whitehawk, and we should be a bit higher than where we are. But there's nothing better than when you're beating Lewis and you're beating Burgess Hills and that, and all their fans crying their eyes out because they shouldn't be losing to Whitehawk, and it makes me laugh. But it's funny, like you was talking about attendances earlier, though. Just quickly jump on that. I don't know if any of you know what Whitehawk attendances are like at home, but it ain't great. I mean,
what's it, about 300-400?
It's about two men.
Oh, really? That bad?
Yeah, I'll be getting about.
It's up a hill, isn't it? A lot of your lot are just can't be bothered to walk up a hill.
But this is the thing. I mean, you're talking about being in Ashford and having sort of a catchment there. We're bang in the middle of Brighton. Do you know what I mean? And it's a massive city, obviously. And we get against hashtag. We had about 240 at home. I mean,
that's going to be all you, though, isn't it? I mean, hashtag don't bring it.
I mean, hashtag bring more of their media lot than they bring supporters, don't they? To be fair, but we don't. I mean, even when we travel away from home, like you know, when we go to Horsham or we go anywhere, even when we've been CANVEY, Hastings, you know it as well, Chris. Like, there's only usually us mobbed out there, isn't there? To be fair, John, you've seen it when we went up there, and I fell over the fence when we scored, and the ref had to stop the game and that because I was on the floor crumbled. And but yeah, no, we don't. We just. The ref actually thought the game. We scored, and I fell over the fence when we scored. And I was crumbled on the side of the pitch, and the ref stopped the game because he was like, he had to come over to me and get the physios and that over to me because I couldn't move. But
I'd say we left the paper out there, mate, but I think the rain's washed everything away, unfortunately, including our form.
Yeah, but no, we're just in a good place at the minute. I mean, not counting the chickens, but we're 9 points off playoffs. We've got about three games in hand, 2-3 games in hand on most teams. Get max points if we can get.
What's it, Mark? What's it? Just say, boys that need to go, Phil. Thank you for coming on, mate. Yeah, cheers.
Thanks a lot.
I
Cheers.
know you don't want to hear this Whitehawk stuff. I know that's why you're leaving. I understand.
It's all right, boys. I get it.
I've been there. I've been to Whitehawk.
It's all right.
I've been to Whitehawk,
right.
And you've never been back since.
Yeah.
I had. Well, no, because 3 of me wheels got nicked. Yeah, lady.
Great. Come on again. Yeah, take care.
Definitely will. Cheers.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, there, Mark, mate.
Yeah, no. We've brought 9 points off 5th, 6th, I think it is. I think we're in a good little place. I think we just can't get ahead of ourselves and start thinking that we're world beaters because we're on this run. I think they just got to stay a bit grounded.
Yeah, Saunders will keep them grounded, though. I mean, you're an excellent manager. I tell you, you got to be glad where you are. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes people like with Hastings. I remember a lot of our lot start getting ahead of ourselves, and I think going south the term that we've done. So keep hold of that Saunders for as long as you can.
We had our dip last season, didn't we? You know, we was lucky to stay up last year. To be fair, I thought. So, and we've sort of just turned the corner. I think he's given him a kick up the arse to say, like, actually, Sean's got this good sort of way of working when it comes to the club. It means obviously a lot to him like it does to all of us, because he's a local bloke. Do you know what I mean? So he always says to them, like, this club means a lot to me. So if you don't want to be here, then don't be here. It's quite simple as that. We can get players in here that do want to be here. And I think that especially came after that last season when we went through the two worst managers I've probably seen us have at the club in recent years. So I think, like you said,
was it one that's manager of Hastings now?
What, that Attendorf? Yeah, I can't stand the geezer, unfortunately. But I don't know what I mean. I have my opinions anyway, and I just
you please give your opinions, mate. Don't worry,
I just didn't really like the way.
We've had 60 players. We've gone through 60 players this season. I just had that. But anyway, go on. Sorry, Mark. Go on.
No, I just think his reputation is apparently bigger than how good he is as a manager. That was just my opinion. But yeah, no, we're in a good place, mate, and hopefully it can continue. I mean, there's not many games left, are there? And I think if we get at least a point on Saturday and we beat Lewis on Tuesday, I think we'll be laughing. And it was sort of, I think then we might have to be like, we've got something here, lads. If we actually get our heads down and work hard, then, like I said, mate, never say never, do you? And I never say never. So, yeah.
Never say never again. All right, Sean. Right.
Always.
Just to clarify on our manager, just in case anyone takes this the wrong way, okay? I want our manager to do well, yes? And I think maybe a nice pre-season, you might see a different team, because we've seen about 18 different teams this season. Haven't we, Tom?
Well, yeah, you never know what team we might take to Whitehall.
You never know. It's a roll of the dice watching Hastings. You don't know which one at 11's going to be out there, or if they're still at the club. So we'll see. I hope he does well. I want him to do well.
I hope he does well. I mean, he's a nice enough fella. I think you can't be a nice bloke when you want to try and win football. You know what I mean? Half the time, nice don't win your matches, is it? You need a manager that's actually going to be a bit more of a bit of an arsehole, don't you, sometimes? And
well, yeah, you don't have to like the bloke, or it's not about that. It's about getting people to win football matches. So
that's why we go, mate, because that's what we want to see. We want to see our teams win. Yeah. So. Well, I mean,
I don't know what they are. What's a win?
I just couldn't believe as well how many people enjoyed going down to Hastings. I found that quite funny as well, to be fair.
Yeah, you started, mate. You started, didn't you?
I was
being nice to you as well.
I was keeping my mouth shut, but I think they were being
WHITEHAWK.
I mean,
right.
You've got a lovely house and a nice barbecue, so
well, we are doing a barbecue this year, so you will be coming along. Hopefully, bring the little one as well. Yeah, but it's frustration. I'm just, you've got to be thinking about Hastings here, right? Let's move. Finally, let's move on to the wonderful John. 2-0 up, John, and you still got a point, but still on for saving this season, or what?
Yeah, I don't see why you left me till last, to be honest. We're taking this positivity and throwing it out the window now. You know, that was enough of that, Mark. Like, we're back to the dumps now with all the relegation talk. You know, not all of us going to be having, I don't know, these dreams of playoffs or these romantic weekends on the largest industrial estate in Europe with Horshams and the likes. No, we're back to proper relegation chat now. Yeah. So, obviously not much action in general, really, over the last couple of weeks since we last spoke, because, you know, as everyone's attested to, the rain has just been absolutely biblical, and scuppering games left, right and centre. You know, we've had Chichester at home called off for the umpteenth time. Chatham can't be far behind that. I mean, that was an absolute joke the other week that they somehow give it the green light, go ahead at 3 PM, fully expecting rain that evening. I mean, I feel for a couple of the Chatham fans. Apparently, they're already in our car park by the time they called the game off about half hour to go. So no one in their right mind, fan-wise, thought that it was going to go ahead. So yeah, why that happened. And obviously, Wingate was, admittedly, for a grass pitch, rarely ever gets called off, but goes to show how bad it's been the last few weeks. That getting called off, so that's another Tuesday night job now. So obviously that just left us with this game against Cray Valley the weekend. And yeah, I don't know, odd day overall, which I'll touch on in a sec. But as far as the sort of game goes, seemed to start absolutely perfectly. You know, we just come straight out the traps. Absolutely brilliant goal from Ben Stewart. Don't know if anyone's had the chance to see it. It's an absolute rocket. He's hit so sweet from must be about sort of 25, 30 yards out. And obviously put us 1-0 up. A couple of minutes later, make it 2-0. We got a new boy in from Leighton Orient on loan. I can't actually remember what his name is now. Barbary, something like that. But yeah, you know, done well to find space in the box. Sort of scuffed the goal. Yeah, Barbarella, yeah, that's it. Yeah, might have bear like Barbarella as well, to be fair. But he done well to find space in the box, sort of scuff it in. You know, I'd turn up to the game a little bit late, so I missed the damn really good goal of the season contender. And then I was walking around to meet a couple of other people. I saw him bundling the second. So by the time I actually got comfortable sitting watching the game, well, standing watching the game anyway, that's when it all seemed to fall apart. You know, we, for whatever reason, just seemed to invite pressure on from Cray, who, like, you know, I wasn't really sure what to make of them. And obviously they started off, well, they'll probably admit they started off rubbish, really, conceding how they did. But seemed to find a bit of spirit and life come back in the game. Obviously, they've had a new manager in the week. That's Steve McKim left, and they've brought in Kevin Lisby. Used to be the ex-Charlton player in that, didn't they? I know, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I know his son boy still plays well. I was talking about that with their photographer, one of their photographers anyway. But yeah, they started heaping a bit of pressure on us, and the 2 goals we conceded were just naive, really. I mean, we were inviting space for him. They had a tricky winger on the right hand side, and he was just getting space, cutting to the area. Got his goal to half the deficit, and you'd think, okay, we'd learn our lesson, tighten up down that side, but we literally just invited him in again. And he managed to tee up someone else this time, and you know, put it back to 2-2. So literally, we've undone our hard work within about a 10-minute spell. And after that, to be honest, the rest of the game, I can't actually recall a great deal of what happened, because I think it was just a bit of a slog. And I think, you know, both sets of fans will probably a testament to that, or be able to testify that. Sorry, at the end of the day, you know, I don't think either side looked particularly great, which is probably why we are both in the position we're in. Obviously, coming away from that, particularly after that they started, I would have thought Cray Valley would have been the happier of the 2 teams. But yeah, it was just deflating again, really, to be honest. And just the sort of whole, I don't know, I think obviously I've been listening to obviously how you boys have been talking about sort of certain things going on at each club with either the high sort of turnover of players or things generally not feeling right. And I just seem to have that sense of that over there at the weekend. I mean, obviously, I've talked about that high turnover of players again first. Obviously, for whatever reason, we seem to have had about 7 goalkeepers this season. Well, 7 coming in on a Saturday on loan from QPR. Apparently covering injury for Jake Austin. I don't know how long we've got him for. It's just a couple of games, but he wasn't bad, to be fair. Just ultimately, he I think was maybe just a bit caught out. Obviously, maybe not a great deal of experience in sort of proper first team. So. And obviously working with a back 4 he was unfamiliar with. But it just seems like, yeah, every time we're coming home to the games at the moment, there seems to be a new name there or a name who's gone. And I think we must at least be touching coming up to 60 player turnover this season, because, yeah, just things just don't seem to be settled there at the moment. And it's not only a theme on the pitch, I think it's just a theme across most of the club. I mean, obviously, yeah, I can't exactly say a great deal, you know, as previous experience has pointed out. But just it's just an overall feel, really. Things are just a bit. It's almost like there's a sense of, I don't know, like apathy over there at the moment, a bit of entropy. I mean, the crowd over there was abysmal. I'll be honest, on Saturday. I mean, I don't know whether, you know, there are a lot of romantic people on Canvey Island who are obviously taking their significant others out, but the attendance was poor, and yeah, and that ain't even slight the opposition either, because Cray Valley actually surprised me. They actually brought a decent little contingent of fans down. Quite vocal, you know, a decent little number. But there was barely any of us. And I don't know whether this whole incident that happened the other week has left a sour taste in a few people's mouths. I mean, the sort of the section of the ground I'm normally in with a couple of more vocal fans, that seems to be the one that's sort of been, I don't know, I guess, targeted for wherever this thing's happened. So there wasn't actually a great deal of people there. And the people who were there were just, I don't know, they didn't seem up for it at all. And whether they'd been getting sort of daggers off other people in the ground, it all felt very uneasy, really. So yeah, I kind of walked away from that one. And I mean, you know me, Chris, I'll pretty much go everywhere with Canvey normally, but we got Chichester away this weekend, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, can I really get myself up for this now at this point? You know,
I felt
particularly
that way
when most
last week,
other
mate.
people, yeah,
This
particularly when
Saturday's
a
game,
lot of other people
I just thought, you know what, and I never like that. You know, I've seen all you can imagine the sort of rubbish I've watched, and then you actually think, well, do I bother with this lot? And I never. I still went, obviously.
Yeah,
Go on.
cool. I mean, it's strange, really, because it's not even so much like for what's going on with the team on the pitch. You know, I mean, I could take bad form, I can take losing. You know, I've seen the good and the bad with CANVEY before,
And the ugly.
ironically, like I say, yeah, plenty of ugly, of course. And yeah, it's strange because obviously, even with all that, that's a black cloud that seems to be hanging over things at the moment. After the other week, the first people the squad come up and thanked was us. You know, the ones they do go in, week out, who gather in that little section. So obviously, all come up and sort of shook our hands again. There's been a running theme through the season. I think one of the boys in the squad who's a sort of player coach, Mike Finner, and he bleeds CANVEY, and he's made sure of that. He's made sure that connections stay between the fans and the squad. But just
something that we've lost at Hastings.
In general, then
we've lost that at Hastings.
Yeah, it is a shame to lose.
You still got it, mate. Like, good.
Yeah, there was a point at the tail end of last season, really, where we weren't quite sure where things stood between the fans and the squad at one point. But it does seem to have come back a bit this season. But obviously, yeah, I mean, as much as I like a few of them boys in that squad, obviously, rather as whatever goes on the pitch, you know, there is still that sense of maybe naivety there at times, and that disjointedness that is costing us. Where when we are in those positions to get wins, like we were on Saturday, you know, having a point that becomes it should have been 3 points. It was the same a couple of weeks back at WHITEHAWK as well. You know, we should have been further ahead in that game, and we just allowed again that sort of sense of I don't know, either that sort of disjointedness we have, or maybe that sort of lack of a spark. Just allowed WHITEHAWK back into the game to take, which was a deserved point for them in the end. So yeah, and we're running out of road as well. You know, the more and more this goes on, the harder and harder it's getting. And it always seems to be a case of when we mess up, other teams capitalise around us. You know, Potts Bar won at the weekend. I think, trying to remember I don't know if Hashtag might have even picked up a point or something like that at the weekend, but things that Senior take make it that little step harder for us. Obviously, we do have a lot of games to catch up on. Quite a few home games, of course, in particular, but they all come thick and fast. So we've really got to start getting points on the board. And, you know, hopefully if that does happen, it might actually G people up because, as I say, there's an odd sense over there at the moment. It's just, it's hard to put your finger on. But, I mean, even just sort of things like just sort of general sense of people hanging around after the game. You know, normally there'd be at least a contingent of people who maybe sort of stick about, have a drink at the bar and that afterwards. But I think we were pretty much all being ushered out by about 6 o'clock because there was some kind of event on in the hall. So it was like, well, you know, if you can't even sit there and sort of build on that little bit of camaraderie you got because you're all being slung out. It's just, I don't know. It's an odd one at the moment, mate. I mean, I didn't say this was going to be a slightly negative.
No. Yeah, we can see the funny side of it, mate. Don't worry. We can see the funny side. It's like on our Tuesday midweek games. They have like casino night. So you only get half the bar.
Yeah.
The other half is taken up by these. You're not allowed in there. You've got like.
That's what we'll get functions in there, and then half the bar gets shut off, or I don't even know if it's the case, but the full bar gets shut off. Because I mean, we was talking to one of the stewards, and he said, "Oh, yeah, you can only really be up here till 6 o'clock." So I like the sport there, Mark. I wish we could play you every week. You're the only team we're unbeaten against this year.
We're about to finish up anyway, Mark. Yeah, but don't worry if you need to go, mate. Don't worry.
Sorry, I don't want to be rude, but Jesus.
No, you are. You're being rude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. To be honest, I think we're
God, you're going to stay up, mate. Here,
no, take care, Mark. Yeah.
I could see you, chat.
All the best, mate. Absolutely. One thing I just wanted to end it on, which was a nice thing in terms of something that is actually quite grim that happened. But it was really lovely to catch up with Jan, who's Chris Taylor's Mrs. Chris Taylor's anniversary of him passing away at the Chatham game. And Jan was in the crowd with us for the Merstham game, so that was a highlight. She's lovely and she had a good time, and it's good to see that. Thank you, by the way, guys. Thanks for coming on. It's been a bit of a mega one, this one today, but absolute pleasure. Jeremy from Ashford, Mark from Sittingbourne, Rob from Folkestone, Rob from the Mighty Horsham, John from those CANVEY boys, and obviously Tom, the silver-tongued commentator of Hastings. I wish you all adieu, and good luck. Whoever you're playing on Saturday. All right.
All the
See you
best.
at the game. See you, boys. Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
See you later.
Good luck, everyone.